Hello and thank you for taking some time to view this video. My name's Joe and I work at Robin Hood Water Sports, and with the release of the new Pyranha Firecracker, we just wanted to do a bit of a comparison video with the Pyranha Ozone. The Ozone's been super popular over the last few years since it came out. It's really unlocked a downriver sort of play feel for a modern day boat, which is people have really enjoyed, and yeah, just it's been so popular, like I say. With the release of the Firecracker, obviously a lot of people might sort of think, which one would I go for? And it's a valid question. The Firecracker is definitely more of a half slice, whereas the Ozone arguably is more of sort of a full slice. Obviously, as you can see, the front is a lot less volume than the Firecracker, where this has got a bit more bow rocker. But yeah, in terms of the sterns, they're both low volume, both gonna engage with eddy lines really well. So yeah, tailies and splats and stuff like that are gonna be a dream in both. I think the biggest difference with the two boats is that the Ozone is probably gonna surf quite a lot better. It's sort of one of the big things that it's made to do is surf well on waves, whereas the Firecracker is probably gonna look after you a bit better on actual river running stuff. So I'd say that that's one of the main differences. So let's put them side by side and we can take a closer look at the different details. So as we have the Ozone and the Firecracker side by side, I think, the first thing you might notice is that the Ozone is obviously a bit shorter, a bit more compact, whereas the Firecracker, it's got a bit more length and probably a bit more volume in the front there as well. As we come around to the side, we can have a look at sort of the side profiles of these, like this. So yeah, you can see that Firecracker is just a lot more volume and a bit more rocker. With that being said, the Ozone definitely does have a lot of progressive rocker, and it's going to basically stay high on waves as well, so it's not going to be digging in, which is a really nice thing. As we move back, you can see that there's still this volume around the knees on the Ozone, which means that it's still capable of digging that front in if you want to sort of, for cartwheels and stuff like that. It is possible. And then moving back, obviously they're not quite lined up, but you can see that they both are low volume sterns, probably a bit more rocker in the Firecracker, whereas the Ozone is probably slightly flatter, which I think is going to just help when you're on a wave. It's going to carve so nicely. So as we start at the back of the two boats when they're upside down, they actually are probably a bit more comparable than when you put the Firecracker and the Mark II Ripper together. They both sort of obviously taper down towards this, towards the stern here, and both have fairly comparable edges as well. I'd say the Ozone overall is probably a harder edge, whereas the Firecracker is slightly softer. So obviously these are two quite different boats in essence, with a lot of similarities in a way. Obviously both designed to ultimately make kayaking a lot of fun. They're going to spice up the rivers that you're running. They're not just going to sort of bob over stuff and get to the bottom thinking that you haven't had any fun, because they're definitely not designed for that. With the low volume stern and just the overall design of the boats, they want to have fun. They want to be paddled sort of quite aggressively, that's the design of these kayaks. In terms of which one would you go for, I think it's a really hard question. I think if you are looking for a one boat quiver and you want to do some river running as well, and not be put off by coming up to drops and stuff like that, I think the Firecracker will just give you a bit more confidence because of that bow rocker and volume, whereas the Ozone is it's going to be probably better to surf, I'd say, like I mentioned, and throwing around. It's obviously a smaller boat, less volume, so it's going to be a lot of fun in that respect. If you had a creek boat and you were looking for one just to take out on lower volume days, I probably would suggest the Ozone, just because I think you can probably do more with it. Whereas and then if it's really high levels and stuff, then you can take your creek boat, can't you? But if that's not the case and you are looking for one boat, then potentially like I say, the Firecracker could be the option for you. If you do have any questions, please do get in touch. The best thing you can do is come into store, have a look at both, sit in both, get a feel for them, and ask myself and George for some advice. In addition to that, we have got both of these boats available on demo, so that's always an option. Then you can really sort of find out which one's going to suit you the most. So yeah, thanks for listening.